What's going on, folks? Renegade here. A riddle for you. What's the difference between me and Superman? Well, besides the probably 60 pounds of muscle he's got on me, Superman has supervision. I require it. I don't have it, which is why I bought another project vehicle. This is my 1981 Yamaha Heritage Special. As you can see, she's a little rough. I did start removing some of the paint, which is why it's flaking, because this whole thing needs to be repainted. Obviously, it needs some body work, obviously. So needless to say, tinkering has already begun. Shocker, I know. And today, we're going to continue that. Today, we're going to make some changes to this bike. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Well, one of the elephants in the room. The other ones happen to be behind me, and that would be, Renegade, don't you have enough projects? Nah. Elephant in the room. No, I have not gotten this bike running yet. Bought it from a friend who said that it does run. It just had an issue with its starter and an issue with the carbs not being tuned quite right. An issue with the floats mainly. Okay. We'll see if that's true. I don't have any reason not to believe him, but you know how it is buying a project bike. But I gotta put the carbs on, and I gotta put fuel in the tank before I can even tune the carbs, adjust the floats. Why bother doing that if I'm gonna be painting the tank? So I might as well paint the tank first before putting gas in it, because otherwise I have to drain the tank to paint the tank. There is a method to the madness. There is a cycle in my head. It's okay. I'm also going to take this moment to apologize if I get particularly sweaty during this video, as it is very hot out and I don't have an air-conditioned garage. No, I just have a big garage door and a back door to my garage, and that's it. So if I get sweaty, sorry folks, it's hot out. So today I got a bunch of parts in. Now of course you all know me. We're gonna do this build on a budget because I ain't rich. Now, I'll also give this warning. Some of the parts that you're gonna see me put on this bike, you've seen me use on other bikes. There's a reason for that. It's because it's tried and true and tested. So I wanna do that. Use a lot of similar stuff. Some of the things are gonna be different. All be good. When I'm all said and done, this bike is going to look a lot different than this bike, obviously that bike, or even the Intruder that I built a few years ago. That build was a lot of fun, and we're going to do something very similar with this bike. I want to take it and fix it up and make it more timeless, and yeah. Don't worry, you're all going to see as we get going on this. Now, one of the things you might notice right now is that it's currently in a very awkward position. One of the big things is being that there's an engine right next to it. But it's also basically up against the bumper of this Volvo 240. And the reason for that is because for the project I'm about to embark on, I need it as far out of the garage as I can get it, while also not being too far away from the front of the garage, because I have this hook that I'm going to be utilizing. Again, this is one of these points where I'm going to say what I'm about to do is not always the safest, but it's going to work, and that's going to be what matters the most. So if you're going to do this at home, yes, there is a way to do it, but it's not exactly the safest. So do this kind of stuff at your own peril. All right, so I just did, using this ratchet strap in a very sketchy fashion. I'm actually using it to hold up the front of the bike. Notice that front tire is up off the ground. I got it on the center stand, so it's got 2 contact points. And I've got the back wheel blocked. So the back wheel is making contact. This is quasi-sketchy. The main thing is I don't want the bike to really run the risk of falling. because we're going to be lowering the front end of the bike today. For good reason. Let me show you. We got parts. We got new handlebars, new brake line, all sorts of good stuff. Don't worry, we're gonna go through it all as I take care of it all. So first thing I gotta do is I'm gonna lower the front end of the bike just by loosening the triple tree clamps. My goal is not to take the whole front of the bike off, I just want to lower it a little. Don't worry, you're gonna see why. Alright, so you might have noticed I had to take off the top triple tree clamp. I didn't necessarily want to do that, but I forgot. This bike has the big mounts for the headlights that actually slip on over your fork tubes. We're not going to be using these down the road, so I'm just going to take them off now because I also need the clearance. But in order to do that, because there's not enough clearance room, you either have to jack up the bike high enough to remove the entire front forks, or you have to take off the triple tree. It actually kind of works out in my favor though, because I know the bike was slightly out of alignment, so I'll put it back into alignment when I get them all taken care of. Oh, that's right, they're bolted onto that. Don't forget that your brake line is bolted to this ear. All right, with those off, again, obviously I'm going to be using different different turn signal lights as well. Basically, the whole front of the bike is going to be different. It is quite hot. Now, a lot of you probably know I prefer a lower set of handlebars than what's on the bike. It's very upright. It's not exactly super comfortable, at least for my back. I like the slightly forward bars, maybe not super low cafe racer style, but at least just a little bit forward. It gives you a little more control, your balance is a little lower, you know. So that's what we're gonna do on this bike. I've got clip-on handlebars. Yes, again, you've seen me use this before. My Maxim has them. These are really nice. I went with the black ones. It's going to go well with the color scheme I'm going to go with. This bike uses 33mm fork tubes, so of course that's what I got, 33mm clip-ons. They're going to go on. This should give me a nice lower ride, nice comfortable. Should be good. So we're going to get these on, and of course then we've got more stuff to put on the handlebars themselves, because you know you got all the controls that you got to move over, and you know, your switches and your purchase levers for your clutch and your brakes and your throttle tube and the whole 9 yards. So we're going to do that too. So this is going to be real nice. Let's get them on the bike. there you go. Clip-on handlebars on an 81 Heritage. I think they look really nice. Riding position is nice. I realize my camera angle is bad, but you gotta get an idea. Like, it's nice, comfortable position. It's gonna be really nice to be able to ride with. But of course, we need controls. Now, you just saw me take off the controls from the old bars, but I'm not gonna be reusing some of them. Instead, I have MZS levers and perches. Why? Because I really like the adjustable levers. One, I like the short levers. It's a much quicker pull compared to having like your entire hand. It takes a lot less effort to pull 2 fingers than it does your entire hand. And let's face it, most of us when riding only use 2 fingers anyway. So I got these. Complete with the master cylinder. Now, some assembly is obviously required here. Fine by me. But again, you'll see these are anodized aluminum, adjustable, and frankly, I think these are going to be absolutely fantastic for riding with. Now, I have a set of them on my R6. I think those are just the levers though, not the full perches. I could be wrong. I didn't put them on the bike. They came on the bike. Now, what's great about these, besides the fact that they have the master cylinder and that they are adjustable, they also have the switches. Brake light switch. The other side has the neutral safety switch or clutch safety switch. Very useful things to have. With this set, all you got to do is actually put the levers in, simple bolt, and they even give you, although I spilled them out of the bag, electrical connectors, so that you can actually take the old ones off your bike, which probably at this point are corroded, rusted, and when you try to disconnect them, you'll probably pull the wires out of the connector. So you'll be able to actually wire your leads and just put them on your bike, or your new controls. Which again, I'm all for. I like ease. You can have this really nice gnarled adjuster for your clutch. Thank heavens, because I hate having to deal with the old little teeny tiny ones. It's always a pain. They never want to adjust right. Also, another nice feature about these compared to the stock ones is that they actually have on your clutch side a backup. This bolt that I'm putting in right now actually threads into the perch, and then it has an acorn nut on the other side, which drastically lowers the chance that you're going to pull this one day and the bolt is going to go boing, and now you're going to be holding your lever and it won't be attached to anything. I had this happen to me many years ago. I was on the Maxim before it got wrecked, before this whole thing, and I was on 95 going down to Washington DC. Someone pulled out in front of me. You know, I went to go change lanes, pulled in front of me. I went to go pull the lever on my clutch, and sure enough, the bolt popped, went flying by my head, and suddenly I didn't have, my clutch cable wasn't attached to anything. So I literally pulled into a rest stop, pulling my lever like this, just to get the cable to pull. Fun times. Now I'll tighten these all down when I get them onto the bike. They feel really nice. I can't wait to get them all hooked up though. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move over to the bike, get these hooked up. I mean, you saw me just assemble them. All you gotta do is that one bolt on either side. Tighten them up. There you go. And then these 2 bolts on either perch come off. Half shells right over your bars. Man, the quality of these are really nice. I got these off of Amazon. They were like 60 bucks, I think. I'll double check. By the way, for those of you following along at home, I will do a breakdown of the cost of everything at the end of each video. And then like I did with the Intruder, we'll do a video at the very end of this build to talk about how much I actually spent on this bike, because we are trying to do it on a budget because I'm po. Well, that, and let's face it, for you guys, I want to show you that you can build a cool bike on a budget. You don't have to be rich. You don't need to spend $70,000 on a bike build. Remember, if you like this type of content, make sure you hit like, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell so you're notified when I upload a video. I'm going to try and get moving on this bike quickly because I want to get it on the road as quickly as possible. Now, the next thing before I go and put these on, because a lot of this has to do with spacing. You want to make sure that your perches and everything are spaced out, your levers and everything are spaced out so you can easily grab them with your hands on the grips. And well, I just took all the grips and I took the switches and everything off the bar, so how do I know where these go? I can put them on loose right now, which we're going to do in a minute. But I figured now's a good time to show you the other part of this. Again, new grips. Now you'll notice again, these look an awful lot like the grips I've used on all my other bikes. And the reason for that is they're very, very similar. I love these grips. These are multiple piece. There's a section of aluminum and there's rubber. They're very comfortable. They feel great on the hands. And because of the rubber here, I guess the aluminum does something. Well, I'm not entirely sure, but it actually dampens the vibrations to the bars quite a bit. A lot more than you would expect. Especially with there being aluminum, you would think it's a little rougher, it's a little more solid. It's actually very comfortable. Like I said, I have them on my XJ600. I have a set on the R6, I put a set on the Maxim. I believe I even put a set very similar to these on the Intruder. That's it. Tried, true, tested. They're awesome. So we're gonna use them again. If you like what you like, why deviate? And like I said, these are great. So we're gonna put these on as well as the switches and the perches and levers, and yeah, we're gonna get the handlebars pretty much wrapped up. So let's go do that. Now I got everything on nice and loose, because there's one more thing that I need to do to make sure that my spacing on my handlebars is correct. See, if you notice, right now the bike is kind of missing something. Well, in terms of handlebars, it's missing mirrors. Now, I could get an aftermarket set of mirrors that go on the perches right here. Since we're using aftermarket perches, I don't have to worry about the Yamaha reverse thread on the mirrors, because that's always fun. Thanks, Yamaha. But, as if you all can't tell, I've never been a big fan of the mirrors that go off the perches. The big, stupid, goofy stock mirrors, they kind of look like Mickey Mouse ears or antenna. Not a fan. So, again, I've got aftermarket. And again, we're going with something that is been tested, that I really like. These Aero style bar end mirrors. These are really nice. Again, it's all aluminum, so it's lightweight and pretty adjustable. And when mounted off the bar end, they're actually very good for being able to see what's behind you. I've been rocking bar end mirrors since I had the Maxim in its first iteration. It's way better visibility than the stock mirrors, in my opinion. Better position, easier to glance down at than like kind of glancing up a little more because of the way the mirrors sit. So we're gonna go with these. Now, again, I got this set off of Amazon, and they're a really nice set. Now they have this clamp here, and one of the things you can do is you can mount them right onto your handlebars. Or they give you these, which use an insert, tension insert, which goes inside your handlebar, and then this clamp goes right on the bar end. Pretty nice, pretty useful. But if you have, let's say, weighted bar ends, or any sort of other tricky type of bar end, this won't quite cut it. So while I'm going to hold on to these, I have something else in mind for the bar ends. That'll be another video. But right now, we're going to get these on so we'll be able to see better, and we'll be able to actually position all of our controls on the bars and have it all ready to rock and roll. That, my friends, is comfortable. Try to balance this nice so I don't fall. That's a nice comfortable riding position right there for me. I still have full lock. Of course I got no space in my garage. I still have full lock on my handlebars, so I'll still be able to maneuver it. Nice, comfortable, a little low, a little forward, but nothing too drastic. I'm not, hunched down around the tank. Obviously, certain manuals will tell you how to adjust the angle of your levers. I'm here to tell you the way you adjust your levers is to adjust them to the angle that you are comfortable with. Never mind any of the specific angles that books say or anything. Position your levers and everything else, your mirrors and everything like that, so that you are comfortable, so you can use them easily. Quick access, you want to be able to grab it, Obviously right now there's no tension because I haven't put the clutch cable in, but you want to be able to grab it quickly without reaching too far. Yeah. Oh man, this is going to be so nice to ride. Might have to see about doing something about these gauges though, now that we're sitting really high. We'll see, because I still got to deal with the headlight bucket. And obviously you got to deal with the gas tank, and there's so much I got to deal with still. But this right here, my friends, this is a really good start. All I got to do now is hook up the electric, hook up the brake line, and yeah. And for all intents and purposes, the handlebars, for now, are done. What do you guys think? I think the body line looks so much better. Look at that body line. Pay no attention to the goofy high speedometers. Looking at them now, that's got to change. But imagine it without those. Body line's a lot lower profile, a lot nicer. And like I said, more comfortable. Which, with a motorcycle, really is the main thing. It's all about the comfort. So, hope you guys liked the video. If you have any questions or comments, please remember to leave them down below. And yeah, next we're going to see what more trouble we can get into. Obviously, as I made mention of before, I know my front end is misaligned. I will realign that later on before anyone asks. I got to do some fork work anyway. You can tell this oil's spent, so I got to take the forks off and, you know, service them. But project for another day. Do hope you guys liked the video. I hope you like where the bike is headed. Like I said, it's all about comfort, and we're getting there. This was a huge stepping point right here. So that's it for me for today. Till next time, y'all keep rocking and rolling. I'm gonna keep taking care of business. See you next one.